Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 5 of the Tottenham career mode here on FIFA 19. We've taken on board even more of your feedback from the previous episode. We've changed the formation to a 4-3-3 to get Gareth Bale higher up the pitch and more involved in the attacking play. I've also altered his squad number to 11. That was by far the most requested thing in the comment section of the previous episode. You've also asked me to go out and buy a goalkeeper rather than wait for another young prospect to come through the scout system, so I will try and do that in today's episode before the end of the window. I don't have much money available to me, but the most popular suggestions were Paul Lopez and Bettinelli. Paul Lopez did play on loan for Tottenham a couple of years ago, but in real life he has just moved from Espanyol to Real Betis, so he's actually unavailable for transfer right now in the game. So I will leave him on the shortlist for now, and potentially we could look to sign him next year, but currently, as things stand, he's not an option for me to buy. We do only want a backup goalkeeper. I'm going to want Lloris to start pretty much every game this season, but this is just kind of a backup in case he somehow manages to get injured or suspended for whatever reason. I don't end up with like a 59 rated youth goalkeeper for a prolonged period of time. So I'm looking at Bettinelli, McCarthy, Darlow and Forster. I would like to buy an English goalkeeper if I can, and these four are the ones that I'm looking at basically that are cheap enough for me to be able to bring in and aren't going to take up too much of my remaining budget as we push towards January. I only have about 13 million left to me, or left available to me, and I'm not sure the transfer value of any of them. So I am scouting them currently. There is about a week or 5 days. 5 days. Apparently I went Australian for a little bit there. We've got 6 days until the end of the transfer window, so we've got some time to get some partial scout reports back and find out at least their valuations so I don't overpay. But we'll start with this game against Manchester United, our first proper test on ultimate difficulty with a new formation, and we'll have to wait and see how we get on. Moussa Dembele is set to stay back whilst attacking with regards to his instructions, so hopefully it'll be more like a 4-3-3 holding, but at least Dembele will be a little bit further up the pitch and he can lend a hand attacking wise if he needs to, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. I may end up going straight to a holding, straight default 4-3-3. We'll have to wait and see, but it's time to travel to Old Trafford and see what we can do. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content. There will have been a journey episode earlier on this afternoon as well, so check the channel page for that. But right now, we're going to concentrate on Manchester United away. David De Gea starting in goal for United here. Oscar DeMarcos at right back with our former player Ben Davies at left back, their new £35 million signing. Fellaini, Matic and Jesse Lingard with Mata, Lukaku and Rashford, their front three. Anyone interesting on the bench? Marega, who's striker for them. But other than that, you would expect this side to cause us a lot of problems, and I'm actually quite nervous about how this game will go down. Fellaini, Rashford, Fellaini again. Somehow he's been able to hold me off there. Like I said, he's Fellaini at the end of the day. Chris Smalling's pushed a long way forward for centre-back. Mata into the middle. Oh, I've headed that straight to Jesse Lingard. Thankfully, Hugo Lloris leaps away to make the save. That's not the most positive start in the opening 5 minutes, but we'll hope to build from there and have an influence in the attacking third of the field rather than the defensive. Dembele can sweep this up waited to Kieran Trippier. I'm going to drive central a little bit. Oh, that's a good tackle from Marcus Rashford, but the referee deems it a foul. Pretty sure that should have been deemed a legal challenge and play allowed to continue. Bale will loft this in, looking for Harry Kane, whose header is well saved by David De Gea. A chance at either end in the opening 10 minutes, but no goals to bring to you as of yet. Although we aren't going to have another opportunity just yet. The free kick short. Here's Chris Smalling. To Nemanja Matic. Somehow found Fellaini there. Here's Ben Davies looking to punish his former team, and Lukaku very nearly got to that. Hugo Lloris coming out commandingly so. His first team place won't be affected by another incoming goalkeeper who will be purely a backup, the new man that comes in. And to be fair, in most series in my FIFA history, I've always tended to use my backup goalkeeper quite a bit in cup games and in games against lesser opposition. But this year, or at least in this particular series, I want to use Hugo Lloris in pretty much every game, and I really should have played that ball slightly quicker. And now I might be in trouble at the other end. If Lukaku had let that run and tried to run onto it, I really would have been. See, it's good football from Man United. Thankfully, their passing eventually lets them down. Here, Lloris is going to be my number one in pretty much every game, and we'll hope that that will pay dividends by the end of the season. Dembele, Dele Alli, Son, across there, Luca Hernandez into Son again, drops his shoulder. Oh, that'll be a corner. Just kind of bounced the round off everybody there. DeMarcos couldn't stop it from going out. Decent delivery from Eriksen. Bale was underneath it. It's going to drop here to Moussa Dembele. Tempted to have a shot, but I won't. Dele Alli will look for Bale. Look back inside on his left, then look to bend it. David De Gea's behind it. That's up. Nice tackle by Vertonghen. Dele quickly out here to Bale. Drops the shoulder. Gets it back to Eriksen, and then we'll look for Gareth again. Past Jesse Lingard with ease, and Bale is just a one-man show right now. That's exactly why we bought him. It was that sort of performance against us in pre-season that led us to spending the money on him. And to be fair, 66 million for a player of Bale's qualities and attributes is actually a bargain in the modern market. Lukaku not able to hold me off there. Bale will quickly look for Harry Kane, who's got runners around him. Christian Eriksen's making a good move. We'll get it into Bale again, and we'll look for another early effort. But wide of the target this time. Given away. One back again, thankfully. Dele Alli loose in possession as well. Not starting this second half in a very good fashion, but we may actually still end up starting it with a chance on goal. Christian Eriksen looking for some space. There's Harry Kane. Not only do we start with a chance on goal, we start with the goal itself. Harry Kane on target after the 5th minute of the second half. 5-0 on the clock total. Lovely move by Eriksen. That turn there, superb. Great footwork from the Dane. That was exactly what we needed. Kane gets it out of his feet and bends it into that bottom corner. David De Gea very close to it, but not close enough. We're in front. Nice through ball to Romelu Lukaku. Toby defends it superbly. Right, the ball away. If I can get a second. Oh, that's terrible. Fellaini's going to win that header all day long. Oh, Jesse Lingard runs straight into Christian Eriksen. Can Bale get to that first? No, but the ball just pinballing around. Really like the new 50-50 challenge system in FIFA this year. It means that the ball isn't always locked to someone's feet, and you can just challenge for it like that, and it will just bounce loose. Oh, space here for Rashford. That was poor of me for putting Trippier out of position. An early ball in that's poorly placed. Son could get to that first. He's given it straight to Matic. Might make some changes momentarily, but we can set Bale away here. He's going to have the legs on Ben Davies. At least I'd like to think he's got the legs on Ben Davies. He's turned inside him nicely enough. There's Harry. Oh, and Christian looking to return the favour, but Eriksen wide of the target. Let's make that change now. I'm going to take Dembele off because you can see he's starting to flag physically. Bring on Eric Dyer in that holding role. And other than that, I think we're pretty solid. Let's continue on. Dele. Dyer. Dele got caught there. Can't quite work it through the middle. I have had to completely alter the way that I play my game. Or I'm having to. I'm still learning to. Last year, and for a while actually, a few years, I used to build a lot of my play down the middle and get a lot of goals from, like in a 4-2-3-1 with my cam pushing forward to get into the box. But that isn't able to work for me this year, really. At least not so far. The AI are very good at defending central areas, but they aren't that good at defending crosses, and we saw in the last episode that we were able to utilise that with Harry Kane. I'm going to try and do that again. Oh, nicely done. I'm going to try and do that again throughout the season, but at the minute I'm concentrating defensively on just keeping Manchester United out rather than thinking about extending the lead. If I get the opportunity, in fact, I will take Son off for Lucas just to get an extra teeny bit of pace. Spin Frenkie de Jong on as well, give him a run out. His first appearance for the club. But hopefully I can sit back a little bit, catch him on the counter, and maybe steal a second, or at the very least, oh, if he hadn't been knocked there, maybe that should be a foul actually. Maybe try and catch him and grab a second if possible. I've got to be much better with my passing. It's not quite accurate enough there. Putting each player that receives it under a little bit of pressure. Kane just onside there. I'll use Bale first, and he can look for Son. And this is the counter-attack we were on about. We haven't even needed the substitutes to make it happen. Heung-min Son makes it Tottenham 2, Manchester United 0. It's going to be 3 points at Old Trafford and 3 from 3 at the beginning of the season. Davies, picked off by Bale. Alexis down the line to Jesse Lingard. Lukaku just ran offside. Lingard somehow able to hold on to possession there. And Alexis with the ball in. Lukaku with a header. Looking for a way back into it. If any team in the Premier League is leaky late on, it is Spurs.
It's Eric Dyer.
Especially this season. Watford, Inter Milan, etc. Sorry Spurs fans. It's just a fact of the matter at the minute. But they got a good win at the weekend. So they did concede late on in that as well, actually, thinking about it. Something we're going to have to improve upon with this team on FIFA, and something we have been doing quite well. Been pretty solid defensively thus far, but you would expect it. Oh no, don't tell me I'm going to concede late on after all of that. Romelu Lukaku! That's so Spurs, that's so me. I always do stuff like that on FIFA too. We're the perfect match for each other. I always concede unnecessarily as well. Oh, it's going to be 2-1. We are going to get the win, but as it happens, I did need that second goal from Heung-min Son 10 minutes from time. Oh, brilliant. Tottenham 2, Manchester United 1. 3 points and 3 wins from 3 in the Premier League at the beginning of the season for us here at Tottenham Hotspur. Let's head back to the transfer window and try and get that goalkeeper situation sorted out. Okay, so we've gotten to transfer deadline day, and as far as I'm aware, I'm no closer to knowing. Bettinelli I know his valuation, but the other 3, I'm no closer to knowing what their valuation is, frustratingly. Bettinelli would be really cheap, but would I want someone that's slightly better like Forster or McCarthy? Bettinelli, the younger of the 4. I mean, Fraser Forster is 30, but he's also 6'7". And if I am wanting to sign a youngster to then train them up, then surely Fraser, an older goalkeeper, would be the more logical one to go for, wouldn't it? Someone that's going to be moved on sooner or retire sooner. I will offer a transfer fee, and I won't offer much. I'll offer 4 million. And we'll see what they say. I've no idea what he's worth. 4.2 is what they want. Well, we were pretty much bang on with that then, weren't we? All right. Fraser Forster looks like he might be coming to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. See what we can do wage-wise. What is he on currently? It doesn't say. It just says question mark. Well, that doesn't help. Hopefully he gives me some sort of indication as to what he wants wage-wise, because I run the risk of offering something... there we go. Okay, good. Thank you. Because occasionally you run the risk of offering too little, and they just walk away saying that it's embarrassing. I'll offer him 32.5 a week. We'll see if we accept that. And indeed he will. Right, the goalkeeper situation then is sorted. We have a backup. Fraser Forster, 6'7", in from Southampton. That will do very nicely indeed. Thank you very much. Let's just quickly rotate everybody around like this. And then bingo, we have our backup goalkeeper. So we've a new striker in Wilfried Zaha, a new centre mid in Frenkie de Jong, a new goalkeeper in Fraser Forster, and a new right-sided midfielder in Gareth Bale, and a new left-back in Luca Hernandez. That's a very busy transfer window as far as I'm concerned. Let's see what else happens between now and the end of the window. We'll run down all of the action between the big clubs, or all of the clubs in the Premier League, and then the biggest transfer dealings as we head to the end. Juventus have offered for Carter Vickers. No, he's going nowhere. I will try and utilise some of the youngsters in the Carabao Cup this year. I am putting zero impetus on that competition. Oh. Right then. That will change. That changes things entirely. Toby Alderweireld sold. Unbeknownst to me, he had a release clause. I have £55 million to bring myself in as centre-back. Help me out, lads. Comment section. tell me, I was going to finish the transfer window, but that is so much of a curveball, I don't think I can continue without your feedback. And then tomorrow we will end the transfer window, play Watford, probably Liverpool, and have a squad report as well. Or, dearie me, I was not expecting that. Let's, just for the sake of being certain, have a look through and see if anyone else has any release clauses. I was not prepared for that at all. No one else has a release clause. Toby Alderweireld is gone. I need a new starting centre-back. I have 50 million to spend. I could still start Davinson Sanchez. He could be my go-to backup centre or go-to second centre-back. But I would prefer someone higher rated if possible. Oh, I wasn't ready for that at all. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out more. Please tell me what to do in the comments section. I'll see you next time.